Pop Squat. Coming at you. We're going to do the 35,000 subscriber info dump. We're actually at 35,700 almost subscribers at this point. Let's see, 701. There you go. So I guess we gained 3 in the last 15 minutes. I don't know how this works. Let's see. I never plan anything out, so I just sit down and do this. So what I'm going to do basically, if you haven't seen this sort of thing before, whoop, there goes the door to my room, slamming shut because of the wind. But I do this like every 5,000 subscribers. I may start making that a higher number. Although my number of subscribers has slowed down pretty significantly recently, so maybe 5,000 is good. And it's basically just a thing that I go over questions people have had about me, so that if you're new to the channel, you can watch it and go, oh, this guy isn't anywhere near as interesting as I thought. And I also go through YouTube Studio and show you what I see as a content creator, or what any content creator would see when they go into YouTube Studio, and what it looks like to them if you've never had a channel yourself. It's interesting, and that's what I thought when I started doing this, and I'd never seen anybody talk about it, and it's not secret information other than people keep it secret. I often talk on the channel about how information is reality, and how we just need to be told the truth about things in order to actually understand what is happening in our world. And this is just kind of another piece of that, right? So you can get a little peek behind the scenes as to what content creators see. I'll start talking, of course, about myself, and then we'll get to the YouTube Studio stuff. I'll try to do this quickly. My name is John. I don't always dress like this. I usually am wearing just a t-shirt like this t-shirt here from Cannon Beach, Oregon, that I got last summer, which I just changed out of in order to put on this button-up shirt. I wore this button-up shirt, really it was the first video I did, which was Blondie's Rapture, because I had started the channel specifically to do like old 80s, 70s hip-hop and rap, stuff that I never got to hear because I grew up in a small town in Wisconsin, Burlington, Wisconsin, and went to school in Madison, Wisconsin, which didn't have a hip-hop rap radio station or urban radio station until like 99 or 2000 or something like that. And then I moved to Seattle in 2001. But I started this because I wanted to go back and listen to music that I never got to hear, and hip-hop has gotten to be one of my favorite types of music. I'm a huge alternative rock music fan. I was, back in the day, it was called college radio music, and it's because I was in college at the time, but it was college radio music, and then it grew up with us, right? Like it was REM and U2 and Depeche Mode and like all these bands that are huge now, and there's tons and tons of other bands that never got as big as those did, obviously. But it was that sort of thing. Alternative rock is what it was. Love electronic music, have always loved electronic music. Some of my earliest stuff, even from back in the 80s, stuff like Art of Noise. That was a huge one, actually. I keep going back to them and realizing like how ahead of their time they were. Devo, also very electronic, the Moog synthesizers, like all that sort of stuff. I just loved it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. It was different, new sounds. You could do all sorts of cool stuff with it. Then hip hop came out, and I was like, oh, some of this is pretty cool too. And they did a lot of like the electro style of hip hop I particularly liked. But I never got to hear a lot of it. And so years ago, when reaction channels were more of a thing, I don't know if it was ever like a huge trend, but I was at least being served up some reaction channels, and I saw a young couple. I don't know if they were actually seeing each other, if they were cousins, brothers, sisters, friends, I have no idea. But a young man, a young woman, both black, and they were reacting to stuff like Queen and Led Zeppelin and things like the classic music that it's not surprising to me that they listen to that and go, holy crap, that's incredible, right? Like, it was cool to see them experience it for the first time and get it, right? And like, even though it's not the music they were brought up on, it was like instantly recognizable as like, holy crap, listen to the music, listen to the guy's voice, listen to what he's doing with it or she's doing with it. Like, really, it was just very, very cool to see it, and so much fun to see like that genuine reaction. And so I was sitting around during the pandemic, and I had a lot of free time. I had just I think I was still drinking at the time. I went through a divorce in 2016, 2017, started drinking, became alcoholic at 47 years old, which was a surprise to me, and was still drinking. Totally ruined my life, absolutely fucked everything up. Cost me a house, it cost me a lot of my savings, it cost me a job, it cost me some friends. Like, it was not a good thing. It cost me basically my retirement. I'm fucked, financially speaking, and I don't say that in a in an attempt to get you to like become a member of my Patreon or to send me money to react to things or just send me money, right? I say that because it's true. I'm fucked. I am effectively like a 26-year-old financially. And if you're a 26-year-old now, you know how fucked you are. I actually can't imagine being a 20-something or even a 30-something, given our current political climate and the way the boomers and all of the older generations have really, really screwed everything up, because they think it's still the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, where you could actually succeed and companies cared about you and had things like pensions and long-term employment, as opposed to the gig economy and everybody having to have a side hustle like this and having to just run in order to basically stay where they are and never get ahead and never achieve the American dream and never have a better life than their parents, not be able to create a better life for their children. I have strong feelings about where we are politically. I think the right has moved so far to the right that they are effectively, if not already, they are heading towards being the new Nazi party. They have destabilized America to such an extent that it is almost unrecognizable from where I grew up 40 years ago, in the 80s when I was a kid. And the 70s and 80s when I was a kid. I was born in 1969. I'm 54 years old today. Let's see, what else? Anyway, all that stuff, just to say, I identify with a lot of this music, or the reason why I started reacting to this music is because I saw these other people reacting to things that was like, oh, that's really interesting that they're reacting to stuff that they're vastly unfamiliar with, like completely out of their depth. They don't know what it's about. And I said, it might be kind of fun to start a channel, even if it's just for me, which is really kind of how I approached this in the beginning, and I still kind of do. I want to react to music that I have never heard. Every now and again I'll react to a song, especially if it's from the 80s that I have heard before, but that's really the exception to the rule. And I want to hear stuff that I've never heard before, and I want to see if I get it, if I can understand it, if I identify with it or don't identify with it, or if I enjoy it or if I don't enjoy it. And I want to be honest and genuine about it, because it was the genuineness of those reactions that I saw that I really thought was cool. And I am also a strong believer in telling the truth. I don't see the point in blowing smoke up people's ass, in puffing up somebody's ego just to puff up their ego. I want to react to things, and that's the important thing, is I don't feel like I review music. I feel like I react to the music, and I think that's an important distinction, and I'm sure anybody who does music reviews would agree with that. It's not just about reacting to the music with a music review. You are taking all sorts of different things into account. And I think they are different things than what a reaction is. Sometimes I think I get into the kind of review side of things, but I don't research. I don't look into the backgrounds of groups. I often don't know anything about the group other than what I read on air or as I'm recording. I don't edit any of my videos. There's like one or two that I've had to like stop in the middle of because I got a phone call or because my cat escaped or whatever, but I don't edit them. I did one time say the N-word in a video as I was reading along with lyrics, and people said, you should edit that out because, one, not appropriate, two, it was an honest mistake, and it wouldn't be good for somebody to be able to come back later and say, hey, he said the N-word, blah, blah, blah. And I left it up for a couple of days, and then I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Somebody could absolutely take that out of context, and it was an honest mistake. So that's like the only video I've ever actually edited. I don't know what else to say. That's kind of it. Like, when I react to music, I want to give my honest, first time listening to it, this is what I think about this song. I like to dive into the lyrics. I like to read what they're about. I like to try and figure out what they're about if it's not obvious. And I think you see that when I react to things. I usually have the lyrics up in front of me. When I had my second monitor over there, still broken, haven't been able to replace it. Things cost money. I leave that stuff open because I want to get into what it is the artist is trying to say, and there are so many artists that are making honest, real, true art and music that it has something to say about them and their lives and what they're going through, or society, and tons of different things, right? Like, they could be talking about anything. And I want to give them the ability, like, I want to understand what it is that they're talking about. So that's why I do what I do and why I do it this way. I often, not often, I sometimes get comments from people who are like, you talk too much. Yeah, I agree, I do. But sometimes it's hard to encapsulate an idea in a pithy, short way when you are listening to something for the first time. Like, you see me in real time processing things, and I have often changed my opinion even as I'm mid-sentence talking about something, or I realize something different, or as I'm reading through lyrics or listening to the song, and I think, maybe this isn't quite what they were saying, maybe they mean this, and like, you'll see that sometimes. And it's because I'm trying to be in the moment and trying to just concentrate on the music and the lyrics and how it's being said, what's being said, and it's actually really an interesting exercise as somebody who has spent a lot of time as a writer and editor to apply a lot of those skills and that history that I have to music, which I don't really have a huge history with. I was in marching band in high school, concert band, that sort of thing, but I don't know how to make music. I would love to learn how to produce tracks, just because I love music, and I would love to play around with sounds and getting them to make sound a certain way or create a track. I would absolutely love that, but I know nothing about it and need to have time to actually concentrate on that in order to do it, and I don't have time to do it. That said, I did just lose my job a month ago, so I've been unemployed for a month. Yay. Super stressed out about that. Kind of freaking out. I have a new wife who has a 10-year-old daughter, who's very concerned that we are very poor, and how long are we going to be poor, and it's not fun. And I was not a rich kid. My dad was unemployed a lot because he was what you'd call unskilled labor. He worked in factories. He was a delivery driver. He was a German immigrant with no English education, didn't really know how to write English very well, couldn't spell. I mean, it was actually kind of adorable. Smart guy. He eventually ended up working at a glass factory in my hometown, and he was bright enough that they moved him into the lab where he was like product testing to make sure like the glass would stand up to certain amounts of pressure. Like, so he wasn't stupid, but he just had no education, and so I base a lot of my understanding of immigrants, people who don't speak English, people who don't have an American education, or it can't spell, like that's not a reflection of intelligence. And I'm a writer and editor, but that sort of thing bothers me because I'm a writer and editor, but I know being able to spell a word does not mean you're smart, doesn't mean you know what that word is or what it means or how it should be used. It just means you know how to spell a word. And just because you can't spell a word doesn't mean you can't use the word correctly in a conversation, or in writing. So anyway, all of that, I get off track because, like I said, I don't write things down to plan out what I'm going to say. All of that to say, I'm not, if you look at me and go, oh, another fucking rich white guy, I am barely making it. I'm not going to be making it soon. If I don't get a job, I'm going to be living off the last money that I have in my 401ks that I've saved up over the course of my life, and then I will have literally nothing. So I understand how much of a struggle it is, especially, I'm 54 fucking years old, so I can't imagine what it's like to start out in your 20s or 30s and feel like you're going to get somewhere, and I still feel like something's got to happen, something's got to break loose, somebody's got to recognize, like, oh, John actually has a brain and can do shit and is competent, and like, nobody gives a shit. And especially once you hit my age, people stop hiring you because you're too old and irrelevant. So I have an interesting decade or two of life left, and we'll see how it goes. Also, talking about my dad is a big reason why I am as understanding and accepting, and understanding is better than accepting. Why I am understanding about what it is about America that is so good. And that is that somebody can come here and still get ahead despite the fact that they don't have an education. They can create a good life for their wife and kids, and my dad helped to do that. He was not the breadwinner in our family. My mom was by far, but he worked and worked and worked. My mom's family, her great-grandparents were immigrants, so she remembers them. They had moved over from Poland. I think it was Poland. So it was, I get it that people come here from other places, and that is what makes us who we are. And the whole idea that the other is bad offends me on a level that I probably don't have a right to feel that offended by. And it's also why I can listen to music from people who don't look like me and still understand what they're saying and what they're going through. And I understand America is deeply racist, based on a lot of racist foundations. That does not offend me. If it offends you, it just tells me you haven't been educated enough, or you are willfully ignorant. And if that angers you, then go educate yourself. Because if you're going to just be angry at me because I said something that's true and you don't like it, then I don't care. I don't want to hear from you. You just need to educate yourself. I don't know what else to say here. Let's, is there anything else? Reacting to music, why I do it. I started out reacting to music that I wanted to do. It was specifically 80s. And then people started recommending some things to me. I don't know what videos caught people's attention, but they were like, oh, hey, can you react to this? Can you react to this? Can you react to this? And I think it was because I was reacting to like old stuff, and they wanted to see what I thought of somebody like Summers, right? And I think Summers was a very early reaction that I did that was not 80s. But they wanted to know, like, what do you think of this? Like, you're looking at all this old stuff. What do you think of the new stuff? And that really changed what this channel was about as I started to take things out of the comments and reacting to things. And then the comments got to be so many that it was kind of crazy. Just last year at this time, I think I had 9,000 subscribers, and only a month before that, maybe 2 months, I only had 1,000. So the fact that I now have almost 36,000 is kind of crazy, and also kind of fun. But what it's meant is I can't just go into the comments and take every single thing that people are recommending to me, because I'll never get through any of it. And so now the way I limit that is by only reacting to things that either come from the artists themselves. So I love to react to brand new music. I love to encourage people to make music. I absolutely love it. It's so cool to see and listen to people who are trying, even if it's like their first effort at 14 years old with a bad mic and a shitty beat. But what I want to try and do is find something in that's good, right? I don't want to just crap on somebody because, oh, well, you don't know what you're doing. Well, of course you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're 14 years old and you're new to this. Like, you can still make something awesome. You can create. You can continue to grow as an artist and a person, and get to the point where you do make something really awesome and fantastic. And that's just, I can't even explain how important I think that is. And maybe as you get older, I don't know how old you are, you will also understand how important that is. You'll realize, like, okay, maybe I got that, maybe I didn't get that when I was a kid, but I would have thrived with just a little bit of encouragement about the stuff that I was passionate about. And if I'd gotten that, maybe I would have made some different choices. I could have done something else. So I love to react to new music. I love to give people constructive feedback. Even if I don't like it, I'll still find something to say something nice about. And I will also point out things that I don't like. And I do that for everybody that I listen to. But I listen to stuff from new artists. Anybody who makes music can send me their stuff. papasquatjon@gmail.com. It's down below in the description here. And then I had to limit otherwise to only people who take the time and a little bit of money to send me something on PayPal and CashApp. Doesn't have to be much, but it's going to take you some time and some money to do it, and that has significantly cut down on the number of recommendations I get from people, and that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to keep it somewhat manageable. I keep track of all of them, and sorry, then I'll finish this thought. The other way you can also support me is by going to Patreon. I have my own Patreon page. It's $2 a month is all I ask for. You can see here I've got one notification and 4 messages from people that I still have to go through. I post some stuff here every now and again. I included a link to a full album reaction to Sex, Money, Drugs from Lucky that I just have a posted link to a Dropbox link that I have the video there, only for my patrons, because I haven't been able to get to the copyright issues that that full album has had, and it's not cleared to be viewed on YouTube. So as soon as I can get that figured out, hopefully it will be available, but right now it's only available to my patrons. And that's $2 a month. It's actually $1 less than the minimum that Patreon usually recommends. When I was setting it up, they were like, $3 a month is a good minimum because blah blah blah, and I was like, that's too much. That's like 50% more than $2. $2 seems like I am worth $2 a month for somebody who's a fan of the channel, and that's $24 a year. Like, that is not a whole hell of a lot of money. $36 is also not a whole hell of a lot of money, but it's 50% more than $24. So anyway, that's it. All that information's down here. It's in every video that I post now. Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, and then if you're an artist, my email address. I keep track of all the videos that I get recommended or songs that I get recommended. Here's the Papa Squat reactions. So here are original tracks from people. I have deleted the names from this so that people can't go in and get them. My patrons, this is stuff sent in, you can see from Discord. Something from Young Lean is a bunch of albums. I have a ton of albums to get through, and I haven't had time to do any recently, which I feel shitty about. The last one was that Sex, Money, Drugs, and then it got caught in copyright problems. I often find that to be the case. But you can see all this stuff here. I keep track of all the recommendations I get. Sometimes I color code them like this yellow and green stuff here, just so that I pay attention to some important thing, like in this album, it's only 29 minutes, so if I think I have about an hour sometime, I will do this video, and it's pretty high on the list, so that's probably going to be coming up soon. I don't even remember what it is. Paid reactions, these are things that people have sent in, and some people have sent in some good amounts of money, $25, $45. I've gotten $300 before, $170, $26, $20, $10, and then I get $1, $1, $1, $1, $1, $1, $3, $5, $1. So it's all over the place. People have told me I should set prices. I don't like to do that because I don't want to be exclusionary based on what you're able to afford, and I know that's a naive fucking thing to say, but it's very strongly how I feel. I want somebody who has a spare dollar or two and is like, you know what, this is important enough to me that I'm gonna send this guy $1 to have him react to something, because I'm curious. I want to see what he has to say, and I don't want to leave people out who want to be included. So if you have $1, send $1. That's cool. If you have $20, send $20. I believe me, I'm fucking unemployed right now. Every dollar matters to every fucking dollar. I'm gonna cry. I'm so stressed out about it. And I have a baby on the way, which is why I get like that. Like, I have wanted to be a father my entire life, and never thought I was gonna get to be a dad. And met my girlfriend, my wife, last year, June 1st. We had our first date, and that went really well, and we saw each other out again and again after that, and then we very quickly were like, yep, this is really good. She moved in a few months later. Her daughter moved in shortly thereafter with us. She'd been living with her aunt, and we were driving back and forth from Bellevue, Washington to Maple Valley. And just last weekend we moved from Bellevue to Maple Valley so that her daughter could continue to go to school here. She's just had a lot of changes in her life because they just moved here from Russia a year and a half ago, and we wanted some stability for her daughter. So here we are. And then I lost my job at the end of June. Like I said, I'm a writer and editor, game designer. I used to work for WizKids, which made little plastic minis. They're still around. Make little plastic miniatures. A game called HeroClix I worked on. I worked on Mech Warrior. I worked on Mage Knight. I worked on a board game called Tsuro, Tsuro, which is a fantastic little game. I almost did nothing on it. I'm listed as the developer, and I did not do a ton on it. I just made the rules make sense in a written form. And yeah, it's not easy to make a living as a writer, big surprise, or an editor. And it is, however, one of the few things that I excel at. And I've worked in marketing. The last job I had was writing for Xbox support. It was an incredibly boring job that I could have done in 8 hours a week, but it was a 40-hour-a-week job, so I was bored the entire time. I know there are people who probably watch this that I worked with, and I mean, it was just not an engaging job. I need to have something that challenges me and that is interesting to me, and that was not it. But it was a paycheck, and I need to have a paycheck. Right now I have the money coming in from this, which is not a lot, maybe a couple $100 a month, and other than that I have unemployment, and I'm looking for work so fucking hard. Anyway, that's my life. It's very exciting. Like I said, today's my birthday. Hooray! Another year older and deeper in debt. Why don't we? If I think of something else to say, I'll say it about myself. But like I said, I grew up in Wisconsin, Burlington, Wisconsin. I went to college in Madison. I was there for 14 years. Then in 2001, I moved out here to Seattle, Bellevue, really, and lived in Bellevue, lived in West Seattle, lived in Seattle proper, lived in Renton, lived back in Bellevue after my divorce, and now I am here in Maple Valley, Washington, as of last week and a half ago. So there you go. Let's see, I've self-published things. I've worked on Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a big geek. I have all sorts of magic cards. Here's some Lord of the Rings magic cards that they just came out with in the last couple of months. And I'm a total dork. All the bookshelves behind me, if I get out of the way here, you can see this is all D&D books, 5th edition D&D supplements from other companies, more D&D books. I've got all sorts of other games on the other bookshelf to the other side of there, and I'm surrounded quite literally by stacks of games. All these white boxes like that, that's all magic cards. Let's see if there is something else I can show off behind me. Stacks and stacks of stuff. There's a kitty cat up there, that's Peanut. He's a dick, but he's my kitty. And now I have to get this to go back on here. So I haven't quite unpacked everything since the move, obviously. Oh, this is messed up. Can we get this to a point? There we go. So anyway, let's take a look at this. I'm going to try and go quickly. I think we've been recording for like a half an hour now. 32 minutes. Good call, John. So this is YouTube Studio. And this is the thing that every content creator sees when they come into YouTube to post videos. This page is the dashboard, as it says right here, and it gives me just sort of a snapshot of what's going on the channel. So the last video, the most recent video that I have posted always appears here, and it tells me how it's performed. 296 views, 12 comments, 26 likes. And this is in the first 14 hours and 3 minutes. It is number 2 out of the last 10 videos that have been posted. So in terms of number of views, it's number 2. There's all sorts of other information. My cat just jumped off of the bookshelf up there. Other information here. So published videos goes through what the list is. Latest posts. So I posted a playlist recently, which was the stuff I was listening to in the car while driving around. Notifications that I get are here in the center. Channel analytics, so I currently have 35,701 subscribers. Let's see if that's updated. Hey, since I've been talking, we've gained 2 subscribers. 35,703 subscribers. A paltry 1,106 in the last 28 days. I have seen this number at 2,000, and I think it was even higher than that last fall, summer, and I don't remember what it was. I just didn't pay attention to it at all, and I had been hovering around 2,000 and 1,500. Now 1,106 is as low as I've seen it since I've started to pay attention to it. The last 28 days I've had 131,000 views of videos, 7,000 hours of watch time, and estimated revenue. Oh, I did turn on ads last month, was the first month that I had ads, so we'll take a look at that in a minute too. Top videos for the year, or for the last 48 hours, rather, for the year. What the hell am I talking about? Free Sosa by Summers, 12 Stout Street by RX Poppy, and Intuition by Summers. Free Sosa and Intuition are the two most recent Summers tracks that I've done, which were yesterday and the day before. 12 Stout Street is just a song that just keeps getting views. It is by far my most popular video. And I wish I had showered and washed my hair that day, because my hair is absolutely awful in that video. So anyway, there you go. A bunch of stuff. And here's this column over here is all for YouTube. They give you news, ideas, things to talk about, things to know about as a creator, etc., etc. If we go to content, this literally shows me. When I say content, I'm talking about these little hubs over here. There's dashboard, content, analytics, comments, subtitles, copyright, earn, customization, creator music, beta, settings, and send feedback. So that's what all that is. So in the content, this literally shows me what I've posted. So for videos, this is all of my videos that I have posted ever. It goes on for pages and pages and pages and pages and pages and pages. I think I have something like 2,200 videos now. I don't even know for sure, and it's kind of a pain to find. I don't have any live things, so there's nothing here. Posts, every now and again I will do a post. It looks like the last few have been like the monthly playlists. So here's the one from July, here's the one from June, what's before that, May, etc., etc. And then I had found a mixtape back in May, which I've got sitting around here somewhere, but it was a mixtape of stuff from the 80s. That was kind of cool. So keep a lookout for those. Stories, I don't have any. Playlists, yep, I have a bunch of playlists. Requested reactions are where I put everything from artists who have asked me to react to their music. It's not just requests from people who have sent me money to say, hey, could you please react to this? This is like artist requested reactions. My list of favorites has 476 tracks on it right now. What I'm listening to, 73123, so that's the most recent playlist. I enjoy doing those. I really am glad that I got off my ass and started making them. I have 50 full albums that I've done. Full albums or EPs. One reaction to a TV skit from Saturday Night Live. Another what I'm listening to. Channel info, which is what this video will also go into. What I'm listening to. Music and production. 6 videos that I've listened to or reacted to or talked about music and production and how I got interested in that sort of thing, just as a listener. And I would absolutely love to learn how to produce music. I just don't even know where to start. And then another what I'm listening to. So if you haven't ever looked at the playlist, check them out, because there's great stuff there. I have influences too. I don't know where that influences list is. Oh, it looks like maybe it's on... Oh, there's some more what I'm listening to. Influences, 62 tracks of music that I love, that I got something out of, that I think is amazing. It's music that I just absolutely love. Hip-hop history. This is stuff that I have either watched and thought was really interesting and so wanted to share it here, or that I found out about from reading something like Can't Stop, Won't Stop, which I read last year. It's a great book. And then culture and commentary, which is kind of another thing where I talk about music and how music is a reflection of what's happening in our reality and happening in the world, and how it affects us and how it is affected in turn by what we and the people who make the music are going through. When I was in college, I was part of a series of courses at the University of Wisconsin-Madison called ILS, Integrated Liberal Studies, and it was literally art, philosophy, and science were taught in a single class, and it was how each one affects the other, and it so made sense to me that that's an amazing way to learn, because you get to see, like, okay, what was another one? Politics, history, and philosophy, or something like that. But it was just so interesting to see like how artists changed what they were doing based on the fact that there was a war, or there had just been a war, or there wasn't war. They were at peace, and they were at home, and they were safe, and they were sound, and they created smooth, beautiful pieces of artwork. And then once war started, they were these horrible, torn up, disjointed things, and it just made sense to me that you could apply that same sort of thinking to music, and so I talk about that some in this culture and commentary section, but I also talk about it in the videos that I make every single day. I think the stuff that people are saying in music obviously directly comes from their life and their experience, and that experience is based on the world that we have all created and the government has created, and we're in a really fucked up point right now. So and I think this sort of thing is really important to talk about. Podcasts, I haven't ever done any promotions. I haven't done anything with that. So if we look at this tab, we can see the visibility of a video. If I have monetization turned on, and in some cases they are ineligible, like this Automan from Nucleus that I posted just yesterday. The date that something was published, the number of views, the number of comments, likes versus dislikes, which I don't really keep track of. It's nice to get likes, but and I'm sure it helps with engagement, and like if my videos get served to other people and that sort of thing. So that's good, but I'll let you in a secret. I don't care if you like my reactions, because they're my reactions. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. I mean, it really is that simple. I want to be entertaining. I want to give people something of value when they come to watch my stuff. But I'm not going to change my reactions to make it more attractive to you. I'm just going to do what I do. And if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, I hope you find something you enjoy. And I think that's true generally about life. So if we look at views, we can look at, so Intuition just posted yesterday, 276 views. Let's see if it's updated. Yep, 276 views. And I can, if I click on views here, it'll list the highest number of views I have. So 12 Stout Street, which I knew that was going to be it, has 242,851 views. So almost 250,000 views, which to me is almost unbelievable. But that video was super affecting to me, and I think I did a pretty good job on that reaction, and I've gone back to watch it because it is definitely a video that I could see people watching and go, who the fuck is this guy? And people have said that, basically. Why is he reacting to this? And I totally understand that, because, as I say in the video, this is so not my experience. It's not my music even. But man, to listen to it and to see where that song, that track came from, his thoughts came from, what he must have had to go through. I mean, it's an amazing piece of art. I mean, it's an amazing, absolutely incredible thing that he put together in that song, and I think I conveyed that in my reaction to it, because I went into it completely blind. I don't know if I had even ever heard anything from RX Poppy before, and it really got me. And it still gets me when I watch it, because it's really a rough piece of music to listen to. I mean, like, it's a good track. It's really good, but you gotta be prepared to listen to what he's talking about. It is not just something you kick back and go, I'm gonna chill out and listen to some 12 Stout Street. Holy shit. It is not a chill out song. It is a deeply affecting song. And then after that, 242,000 views, we drop all the way down to 32,000 views with It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas from one of the members of BTS V. And then there's some other ones here. Obedient from Blade and Echo 2K. the MMA 2019 live performance from BTS. So some of it, obviously, some of these really high numbers are because it's a group like BTS. But then stuff like Blade's Ice Dancer album, like incredible, almost 24,000 listens to that album. And I usually think albums are not going to perform very well because they're so long. Like I will easily double the length of whatever I listen to when I do an album. So if it's 45 minutes long, I'm going to be there for an hour and a half. If I do a half an hour album, it's going to be about an hour. If I do an hour long album, it's 2 hours. Like, it is a long ass commitment to watch one of these things. Patch Made from Xavier So Bass, 20,000 listens. The E full album from Echo 2K, that was good. 20,000 listens. That was one of my first albums, I think. Money So Big by Yeet. Spider full album from Blade. A lot of Blade reactions. First time reaction to This Is BTS, which is sort of an info thing about them. And my some of my first steps on getting educated about BTS. And man, their fans are very committed, which is fine. I like fans that like their stuff. So anyway, this is what I get to see as a content creator, and I can look at all sorts of different things here. On analytics, this now tells me not just like how many views things have gotten in the last month and that sort of thing, but it also I can change this to lifetime, so last 7 days, and it updates based on all this last 28 days, and you can see all the numbers change. Last 90 days. 400, almost 500,000 views in 90 days. But I love to look at lifetime. So this tells me my channel has gotten nearly 3 million views so far. You can see from the time I started, which was in October of 2020, October 23rd of 2020. So yeah, this will be 3 years. It was almost a flat line until last year, May of 2022. So 2 years I was basically talking to 100 people. And 2 years ago it started to take off. Or a year ago it started to take off because it's 2023 now. John, moron. And it's pretty crazy that, you know, nothing for 2 years, and then all this. And you can actually see how this is going. 181,000 hours of watch time. I usually figure out exactly how long that is, like in terms of like years, but it is a long time. It is a lot of time. 35,000.7 subscribers, so almost 38,000 subscribers now. No, 36,000 subscribers now. Like I said, I turned on revenue ads for the first time last month, the beginning of July. Actually, I think it was the last day of June. Beginning of July, so I earned about $82 in July. Just from those ads that I apologize that you have to watch and click through. But they're going to help me out a little bit. I'm not getting rich on this, and I'm not even sure if I want to continue the ads, but I probably will just because I need the money right now. It is amazing to me that it is only $84 given the amount of people that have watched in even the last 28 days, like how many subscribers, how much watch, 7,000 hours of watch time, and that's worth $71. Like 131,000 views, and that's worth $71. That does not seem, I mean, just like the actors are having an issue right now with the studios, right? It doesn't seem like the people doing the work are getting paid to promote what we promote. I don't. Oh, and that's the other thing I should say. I don't get any money from music studios, music companies. I have gotten paid from people who wanted me to react to their stuff. I always tell them, you can give me money. I don't keep track of what you give me. Like, not in my head. I don't keep track. I don't write it down and say, okay, this person gave me $30 to react to their new music, because I don't want to remember that they gave me money. I want to remember the song and react to the song. And if I don't like it, then I don't like it. I'm still not going to be a dick about it. I'm just going to say, yeah, it's not my music, but man, this was really cool. I like their voice. I like the beat. I try to be as honest and upfront as possible with all of my reactions, because I don't want to be a sellout, because I don't want you guys to think I'm a sellout, but I also don't want to be a sellout because it will absolutely take all the fun away from this for me. I want this to be something that I do because I enjoy it, and if I stop enjoying it, I will stop fucking doing it. And I think anybody who has a hobby, even a hobby that could become more than a hobby, right? It could become actual work. You have to be able to be engaged and have fun with it and enjoy what you're doing in order for you to still feel like you're being honest and genuine about it. And I need to keep that for this channel. I hope that makes sense. Let's see here. So lifetime is the fun thing to look at. Lots of cool information. Again, highest viewed video in my lifetime for this channel is 12 Stout Street. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, etc. It just repeats some of the same information. Tells me the content that is successful. 64.8 million impressions, which just means it like appeared on that little side panel on your screen. It was on your screen. You could have seen it. It doesn't mean you watched a video. 3.3% of the people who see a little thumbnail of my video click through on it, which I think is actually a pretty remarkably good click-through rate. Companies would kill for a 3.3% click-through rate. And average viewing duration is 3 minutes and 44 seconds. So if somebody clicks through, they watch 3 minutes and 44 seconds of the video, which also is pretty good. The audience, who it is, I never look at any of this stuff. Return visitors, new visitors, revenue, this tells me, sure. So I just started doing this, and I've earned $84.37. Again, thank you for putting up with the ads. Research, never looked into it. Comments, this is where people leave comments. And look at this. So 18 minutes ago, somebody left a comment on 12 Stout Street. May your father rest in peace. Thank you. CGI 8763. But I go through and I read every single one of these. Sometimes I will miss out. What does this guy say? In the beginning of Jesus Shuttlesworth, when Tron says, me and Stan just fucky up ATT, this is who he is referring to. Oh, interesting. Okay. This is who he is referring to? Oh, Stan will. Okay, this was not on Jesus Shuttlesworth. Okay, that's cool. Interesting. So anyway, yeah, when comments come in, I go through and read through these things. I put a thumbs up on them if I want to. Most of them I do. Sometimes people leave jerkish comments that I don't leave a thumbs up on. I often reply to people. I like to go back and see at least a few days to see if people have added comments underneath other comments. Like here, I didn't see this one. Papa Squad, I copied your playlist idea. Thanks. That was a cool playlist. And so he came back and left a comment. And Lil James says, Papa Squad, I wouldn't let him call you kid. That's okay, you can call me kid. So I do read through this stuff. So if you leave comments down below in the comments of videos, they pop up when they're brand new, but then replies to comments often get lost. So to me, at least, unless I happen to go look at that video. I rarely have anything that's held for review. I almost never delete anything. I've deleted things that are clearly spam. I've deleted things that are clearly just somebody being an asshole, and I don't want them to post their racist shit on the channel, so I get rid of it. It's my druthers. I would prefer to do that. Subtitles, never messed with. I don't even know if they're on. I never look at it. Copyright information, Earning, this tells me like how I have things set up here, but it's a horrible interface and I can never figure it out. Apparently this is for like watching ads on the page. This is, I think people can like actually just send money with a super thanks. I don't know anything about it. And then giving, so if I wanted to do like support some cause or something, I don't have a cause to support currently. Maybe I will, who knows. Customization, no clue what this lets me do. Channel trailer for people who haven't subscribed. Feature video for returning subscribers. Oh, alright. Creator music, so if I wanted to add music behind my voice as I'm talking now, this gives me the ability to do that. Settings and feedback, and that's basically it. So that is what I see when I go into YouTube Studio. When I go to upload a video, let's see here. That is a geeky bunch of content. Let's see, where are my videos? Where are the videos? Videos. Well, I'll just go. No, I don't want to go there. Aha, videos. Open this in a new window. So when I go to upload a video, and I'll do this just as an example here. I can put this over here. I'll make this pop up. I just go to create and upload video. I can also go live. I can create a post or a new playlist or a podcast, and those will all be created, right? So upload a video. This is what it looks like, and then I will grab that other screen, not that other screen, that other window with these videos, and just, let's see, Mist from No Name Dread, and I just drag it over here and drop it in. This takes a second, starts processing this, it automatically pulls in the file name. I then edit this with quotation marks and whatever else it might need. I add a period after the producer. I add the hashtags for first time hearing and reaction. I go copy out the description information that I have in all of my videos and put that in there. As soon as this video uploads, it will create 3 little thumbnails, and I can pick one of those to be the thumbnail that you see on YouTube. I can add it to playlists. All my playlists are listed here. I can say it's not for kids, which is pretty much all my stuff because I swear. And then I go down here and I put in a bunch of tags. So I put in reaction, rap, hip-hop usually. If it's an 80s video, I'll include old school. I'll include the year something is made, so 2023. I also include the decades, so the 2020s. I could include a tag like Plug NB if it's a Plug NB song, or Atlanta rap, or whatever it happens to be, right? I can put in any sorts of tags. Sometimes if I don't have room up in the title for the producers, I'll put the producers' names down here so that if somebody's searching by a producer's name, like whatever, Goyard or something like that, it will actually show up in their search, right? And then I just make sure it's listed as being in English because I speak English, and most of my songs are done in English. I don't do anything else here, and then I just close this, and it will upload and upload and upload and upload, and it will say it's saved as a draft. If I go back over here to content, oh, it's processing. So that's what I see when I do this. I'm going to actually delete this as soon as I can because it doesn't matter. I already have this video uploaded. And it's not live until I click through next, and then hit make it public and have it go live. So that's what I do for every single video. You can see here in this video, Intuition by Summers, this is what I would copy from this description, and then I would just put it into the description of every video that I upload for the day. That's about it. And on each individual video like this, sorry, I shouldn't have gotten out of there. I can also go into these same tabs over here, Details, Analytics, the Editor, Comments, Subtitles, Monetization, Copyright. So I can kind of look at individual videos and see what it is that how they're performing and what they're up to. And that's pretty much it. I don't do a lot of customizing on my videos. Oh man, am I off center? I don't do a lot of customizing my videos. That's why I need a second screen, so I can keep track of where my face is. I don't do a lot of editing. You obviously don't see any sort of like special effects going on screen when I'm here. I want this to be as low impact as possible for me and really for you. Like, you're here to listen to music and to hear my reaction. You don't need a lot of flashing shit and weird stuff going on. What's the matter, Peanut? You want to bite me? I just want this to be straightforward. I've had people comment like, man, you're like the old days of YouTube, and like, yeah, that's kind of what I want it to feel like, because you don't need all that extra stuff. Like, yeah, it looks fancy, and an intro might be cool, and maybe someday I'll get to that, but right now when I sit down to do these videos, literally, I will walk you through the process right now. I go here to the Papa Squat videos. I find a video that I'm going to react to, so let's go down here. So later today, so I just did this one actually yesterday. I need to change how this is laid out. So I will go to this video probably later today. ZKTD presents Dark. I need to copy this. Alright, so I go there, I grab the video, I go to this tab, I open 3 because I'm probably going to do 3 videos today. I paste this here. It starts. I stop it. So sometimes you'll see it's not quite at the beginning. Then I go back here to the videos. So I have an original track. Now I'll go to my patrons and find a song from a patron that I want to react to. I'm just going to take one here that's ready for me to grab. So this is a Swipe Shoddy song. And go back to here, paste this in here. Okay, it's another video, Be My Victim. Oh, I think I've already done that. So I would have to go grab another one. Yeah, I'm sure I've done that actually. And so then I'd go find a different one instead of that, Be My Victim. And then go into my paid reactions and find a track here. How about one of these? I think are from Taylor. Whoops, I keep going down too far. So copy this, put yes in there, which basically tells me, yep, I've done that one. And then paste this. Also a video, Little Lotus. That's good. I like Little Lotus. And those will be the 3 songs that I react to, and I'll do them in pretty much that order, usually. So I'll do an original one, I'll do one from a patron, I'll do one from a paid submission. Maybe sometimes they get mixed around a little bit depending on how they get uploaded, but that's it. And then I sit down. I would literally will hit record on this little button right here. Start recording is what it usually says when I'm not recording, and I'll start doing the video. And that's as much prep time or prep as I do. Maybe for Little Lotus I'll search to see if there are lyrics. Let's see if we can do that. Yep, there you go. And I'll open that up, and then if the artist is brand new to me, this is where I will probably go to find out more about the artist. I've done Little Lotus before, so I've read his bio info. That's it. That's how I do the channel. It takes me 10 minutes per video, maybe a little bit more, depends on how much I talk, depends on how long the video is. I would like to get back to doing more videos. Maybe now summer has been a challenge because my now wife and her daughter are going to bed later, and so then I don't get to start my videos until later. But I hope to get back to doing more videos. It was kind of fun to be able to do 5 or 6 in a day, and 3 in a day now feels like I'm slacking off. I like to keep it to about an hour of time recording, and then it could take anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours to get the videos uploaded. It really, really depends. So for instance, right here, this video for Miss by No Name Dread, which, like I said, I have already uploaded, has gone up here. I don't want this to go live, so I'm going to end up having to delete it. I don't see how I can do that. Delete forever, right there. So I'm just going to delete this because I've already uploaded this video. So delete that draft. There you go. that's the info dump. So if you are new to the channel since my 30,000 subscriber info dump, this is what you missed. If you've been a subscriber for a while, you've probably seen one of these at least before. At least I hope so. I think these are fun because it answers questions for people that they might have, gives them a little bit more of a peek at me, which I know everyone is here for. And really, like I said, the most interesting part to me is it does give you information about me, where I come from, who I am, but it gives you a peek at the information, this stuff, the YouTube studio stuff that, like I said, I don't ever see anybody talk about here as a content creator, and I think it's really interesting. And I would have loved to have seen a video like this from some of the creators that I follow, but I never do. I should show you guys what my what my subscriptions look like. It's a lot of magic content. Let's update this. I'm so far behind on watching videos too. So Boogie2988, I just like the guy, so I follow his stuff. People at Gen Con, like I said, I'm a big geek. I used to go to Gen Con, which is the big D&D gaming convention. Board games, card games, role-playing games. I'm a big role-playing guy. I play at least once a week. And usually as GM. Love D&D, love gaming, love Gen Con. I haven't been able to go for years, and it makes me very sad. I used to go every single year for like 20-some years. Dice Tower, Budget Bombs from Nitpicking Nerds, Dungeons & Dragons official release, some more Magic content. Brandon Sanderson, I've never watched his video, but I'm curious about it. I've written a novel, so hey, I'd like to actually get that published sometime. Two Chicks with a Side Hustle YouTube channel, because I need to make money, and haven't really found anything useful there. But EDH Recast, which is about the type of Magic I play, more Magic content. I'm a big geek. My Papa Squat YouTube account has way more music on it. This is just my personal, like, the stuff that I follow. I love Russell Brand. I fucking hate his content online. He has somehow gone from being like a funny, reasonable person to like down these conspiracy rabbit holes that I can't even watch his stuff, but I follow along on what he posts because I hope someday he's gonna return to sanity. Anyway, this is me. There you go. Have yourself a good afternoon, good evening. It's 3 o'clock for me right now. I'm gonna wrap this up, get it uploaded, and go have a birthday dinner with my wife and my stepdaughter, her daughter, and her mom. And we'll be down in downtown Seattle for that. So got to run to Bellevue, pick up my stepdaughter, and then go downtown. Have yourself a good night. I hope you enjoyed this. It reminds me that I still have to get the prize sent out to the winner of the 35,000 subscriber giveaway. So I'll do that here probably this afternoon. And yeah, let me know if you have questions. I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy making videos on the channel. And like I said, as long as I continue to enjoy it, I will continue to do it. So I hope you stick around. I hope you have some music you want me to react to. I love hearing pretty much anything. I mostly do hip-hop and rap, but that has spread out a little bit into other areas as well. So, like, don't be shy. There you go. Pop Squad. Check it out. Please like, subscribe, and share. And that thing was simply because I felt like it. Like, the first or second video I did, I was like, I need an intro, like literally as I hit the start button, and that's what I did. That's about it. Have a good night, or day, or morning, or year, or week, or your life.